the mechanic or the attribute of that training with the stick, of the fluid training of the stick, is basically the same. When a person thrusts, it's the same exact mechanic of our hand. And we do both sides, again, we do both sides so we can switch. Turning, and also one moving over to the side and back. So a lot of our footwork is based on a triangle. It allows me to see everybody on this side and everybody on this side of the room. So all of our movement is designed for multiple opponents. Now this way I can see people in the back, I can use them as a shield, then we can go from there. Okay, and that's how we flow. And I can do the same exercise that I just did, which is high and low. I can go high and low, which is the same exact mechanic of what I just did with the sticks. So our key is to train everything that we do 10,000 times, but a lot of times people get bored with doing the same thing over and over. So what we do is we disguise repetition. So a lot of the things that we do in the College for Kids program is basically an attribute on how to be proficient on how to use the blade or how to defend yourself against blade. So basically, give you an example, 1, that's the same. So if I want to do 4, entry 4 from one side to the other, I can do that same exact move, come back, now use it as a shield. And then I can do the same again, and back. So if that's all we can do, we have so many different ways on how to disguise the technique on the drills. So this way we can get to the 10,000 repetition. That makes it so much easier for us to use it if we have to defend ourselves. Now, if it's blade to blade, basically that same exercise follows. So he thrusts. Now, you see that's 1 and 2, which is basically the same thing what we did with our hand with that exercise with the stick. So when he thrusts, that's 1, that's 2. I can go back this way, go back around, use him as a shield, and do the same thing. That's just from one exercise. So we have probably as many as 1,000 different ways on how to execute the entry 4. It's just up to us instructor to challenge the kids so they can get to the 10,000 repetition, so that all of these moves will become what we call conditioned reflex. That means 10,000 repetition, that's what it requires to become a habit. So whenever he thrusts, natural mechanic. I can go 1, 2, back. Or I can come back, make sure to do the same thing that I'm doing earlier and use him as a shield and then do the same thing. So when I do it the other side, now I can do other things from there. So there's so many different ways on how to execute the same footwork, the same basics, and make it look advanced. Because in our training, the advanced technique that everyone is looking for is nothing but execution of your basics. All right, take together, sir. Your side, from the heart. And thank you, Mr. Brett, for helping me to demo all these things that we have to do for the College for Kids program and also our combat program. Thank you.